Mhm. A Dublinese. We can see it in front of us. No. Of course, I was only joking. Come, we cross now. When they were together again, she spoke of the university question, and Gabriel felt more at ease. A friend of hers had shown her his review of Browning's poems. That was how she found out the secret. But she liked the review immensely. Then she said suddenly, "Oh, Mr. Conroy, will you come for an excursion to the Aran Isles this summer? We're going to stay there a whole month. It'll be splendid out in the Atlantic. You ought to come. Mr. Clancy's coming, and Mr. Kilkelly's Kathleen and Mr. Kilkelly and Kathleen Kearney. It would be a splendid for Greta too if she'd come. She's from Connacht, isn't she? Connacht? Io, signor Conroy, verrai con noi per un'escursione alle isole Aran quest'estate. Rimarrò, rimarmo lì per un intero, mese intero. Sarà splendido nell'Atlantico. Dovresti venire. Il signor Clancy verrà insieme al signor Kilkelly e a Kathleen Kearney. Sarebbe magnifico anche per Greta se venise, e di Connacht, giusto? Her people are, said Gabriel shortly. But you'll come, won't you? Said Miss Ivers, laying down her warm hand eagerly on his arm. Le sue persone sono, disse Gabriel in modo brusco. Ma vera, giusto? Disse la signorina Ivors, posando la sua mano calda con un entusiasmo sul suo braccio. The fact is, said Gabriel, I've just arranged to go. Go where? Said Miss Ivers. Well, every year I go for a cycling tour with some fellows, and oh, but where? Asked Miss Ivers. Well, we usually go to France or Belgium or perhaps Germany, said Gabriel awkwardly. And why do you go to France and Belgium? Said Miss Ivers, instead of visiting your own land. Il fatto è, disse Gabriel, che ho appena organizzato di andare. Dove vai? Chiese la signorina Ivors. Beh, sai, ogni anno vado in giro in bicicletta con alcuni amici e così. Ma dove? Chiese il signor Ivors. Beh, il solito andiamo in Francia o in Belgio o magari in Germania, disse Gabriel con imbarazzo. E perché vai in Francia e in Belgio, disse Miss Ivors, invece di visitare la tua terra. Well, said Gabriel, it's partly to keep in touch with the languages and partly for a change. And haven't you your own language to keep in touch with, Irish? Said Miss Ivors. Well, said Gabriel, if it comes to that, Irish is not my language. Their neighbours had turned to listen to the cross examination. Gabriel glanced right and left nervously, and tried to keep his good humour under the ordeal, which was making a blush invade his forehead. Perché Francia e Belgio. Invece di visitare la tua terra. Beh, disse Gabriel, in parte per rimanere in contatto con le lingue e in parte per un cambiamento. E non hai la tua lingua per mantenere in contatti l'irlandese? Chiese la signorina Ivors. Bene, disse Gabriel, se è per questo, sai. L'irlandese non è la mia lingua. I loro vicini si erano girati ad ascoltare l'interrogatorio, l'interrogatorio, incrociato. Gabriel guardò a destra e a sinistra nervosamente. Cerco di mantenere il buon umore durante questa prova e che lo faceva arrossire. And haven't you your own land to visit? Continued Miss Ivers, that you know nothing of, your own people and your own country? Oh, to tell you the truth, retorted Gabriel suddenly, as sick of my own country, sick of it. Uh-oh. I loro vicini non hai un tuo paese da visitare, continuò Miss Ivors. Di qui non sai nulla. Il tuo popolo e la tua terra. No, a dirti la verità, ribatte Gabriella all'improvviso, sono stanco del mio paese. Stanco di esso. My ear canal closes when I close my jaw. It's not very good on my ears, this thing. I'm just trying to use the microphone here. Anyway, I'm sick of it all, Miss Ivers. Why? Asked Miss Ivers. Gabriel did not answer, for his retort had heated him. Why? Repeated Miss Ivers. They had to go visiting. They had to go visiting together. And as he'd not answered her, Miss Ivers said warmly, "Of course you've no answer." Gabriel tried to cover his agitation by taking part in the dance with great energy. He avoided her eyes, for he had seen a sour expression on her face. Perché? Chiese Miss Ivors. Gabriel non rispose perché la sua replica lo aveva infervorato. Perché? Ripete Miss Ivors. Dovevano andare a far visita insieme e, poiché lui non le aveva risposto, la signorina Ivors disse con calore: Certo, non hai risposta. Gabriel cercò di nascondere la sua agitazione, partecipando con grande energia alla danza. Evitò il suo sguardo perché aveva notato un'espressione imbronciata sul suo viso. Ma quando si incontrarono nella lunga fila, oh, but when they met in the long chain, he was surprised to feel his hand firmly pressed. By hers, I suppose. She looked at him from under her brows for a moment quizzically, until he smiled. Then, just as the chain was about to start again, she stood on tiptoe and whispered into his ear, West Brighton. Ma quando si incontrarono nella lunga fila, si sorprese a sentire la sua mano saldamente premuta. Lei lo guardò da sotto le sopracciglia per un momento in modo curioso, fino a quando lui non sorrise. Poi, proprio mentre la fila stava per ricominciare, lei si mise in punta di piedi e gli sussurrò all'orecchio, Britanno dell'Ovest. When the lancers were over, Gabriel went away to a remote corner of the room where Freddie's Malins motor was sitting. She was a stout, feeble old woman with white hair. Her voice had a catch in it, like her son's, and she stuttered slightly. She'd been told that Freddie'd come, and that he was nearly all right. Gabriel asked her whether she'd had a good crossing. She lived with her married daughter in Glasgow, and came to Dublin on visit once a year. Quando i Lanciers erano finiti, Gabriel si allontanò in un angolo remoto della stanza dove era seduto la madre di Freddie Malins. Era una vecchia robusta e fragile, con i capelli bianchi. La sua voce aveva un'impennata simile a quella di suo figlio e balbettava leggermente. Sbalbettava. Le era stato detto che Freddy era arrivato e che stava quasi bene. Gabrielle le chiese se avesse avuto una traversata. Buona traversata. Viveva con sua figlia sposata a Glasgow e veniva in Dublino in visita una volta l'anno. She answered placidly that she'd had a beautiful crossing, and that the captain had been most attentive to her. She spoke also of the beautiful house her daughter kept in Glasgow, and of all the friends they had there. While her tongue rambled on, Gabriel tried to banish from his mind all the memory of the unpleasant incident with Miss Ivers. Of course, the girl, or woman, or whatever she was an enthusiast, but there was a time for all those things. Rispose placidamente che aveva avuto una traversata bellissima e che il capitano era stato molto attento con lei. Parlo anche della bella casa che sua figlia teneva a Glasgow e di tutti gli amici che avevano lì, mentre la sua lingua continuava a blatterare. Gabriel cercò di allontanare dalla mente ogni ricordo dell'incidente sgradevole con la signorina Irvors. Certo, la ragazza o la donna o quello che era un entusiasta, ma c'era tempo per tutto. Perhaps he ought not to have answered her like that, but she had no right to call him a West Brighton before people, even in joke. She tried to make him ridiculous before people, heckling and staring at him with her rabbit eyes. Forse non avrebbe dovuto risponderle in quel modo, ma non aveva diritto a chiamarlo un West Brighton davanti alla gente, nemmeno per scherzo. Aveva cercato di farlo sembrare ridicolo davanti agli altri, prendendolo in giro e fissandolo con i suoi occhi di coniglio, a rabbit coniglio. When he saw his wife making her way towards him through the waltz and couples, and she reached him, she said into his ear, Gabriel, Aunt Kate wants to know. You won't carve the goose as usual. Aunt Kate wants to know, won't you carve the goose as usual? Miss Dolly will carve the ham and I'll do the pudding. All right, said Gabriel. She's sending in the younger ones first, as soon as the waltz is over. So we'll have the table to ourselves. Where were you dancing? Asked Gabriel. Of course I was. Didn't you see me no? What row had you with Molly Bivers? No row. Why? Did she say so? Something like that. I'm trying to get to that Mr. Darcy's to sing. He's full of conceit, I think. La vide avvicinarsi a lui tra le coppie che ballavano. Quando lo raggiunse, gli sussurrò nell'orecchio. Gabriel, che vuole sapere se non vuoi intagliare l'oca come al solito. La signorina Dali intaglierà il prosciutto the ham, the prosciutto. E io farò il budino. The pudding is a budino. Va bene, disse Gabriel. Sta facendo entrare prima i più giovani. Con appena questo valsar è finito, con avremo il tavolo tutto per noi. Stavi ballando? chiese Gabriel. Certo che lo ero. Non mi hai visto? Che, discussione hai avuto con Molly Ivors? Nessuna riga. Perché? Lo ha detto lei? Qualcosa del genere. Sto cercando di far cantare quel signor Darcy. È pieno di vanità, penso. Va- Vanity. There was no rose, said Gabriel moodily. Only she wanted me to go for a trip to the west of Ireland, and I said I wouldn't. His wife clasped her hands excitedly and gave a little jump. Oh, do go, Gabriel, she cried. I'd love to see Galway again. You go if you like, said Gabriel coldly. She looked at him for a moment, and then turned to Miss Malins and said, There's a nice husband for you, Mrs. Malins. While she was treading her way back across the room, Mrs. Malins, without adverting to the interruption, went on to tell Gabriel what a beautiful places there were in Scotland, and beautiful scenery. Non, something happened to him. I don't know. Non c'era nessuna lite, Gabriel disse con tono cupo, solo, solo che lei voleva che andassi in viaggio verso ovest, in Irlanda, e io ho detto di no. Sua moglie strinse le mani con entusiasmo e fece un piccolo balzo. Oh dai, Gabriele, esclamò. Mi piacerebbe vedere di nuovo Galway. Puoi andare, puoi andare se vuoi, disse Gabriel freddamente. Lo guardò per un attimo, poi si rivolse a Mrs. Malins e disse: Ecco un bel marito per te, signor Malins, mentre si muoveva per tornare. Well, she was treading her way back across the room, doodly-doo, mentre si muoveva per tornare dall'altra parte della stanza. Mrs. Malins, senza menzionare l'interruzione, continuò a raccontare a Gabriel dei posti meravigliosi e c'erano in Scozia e dai pes- paesaggi, countrysides, stupendi. Pe- paesaggi, paesaggi. Suo genero lì, her son-in-law brought them every year to the lakes, and they used to go fishing. Her son-in-law was a splendid fisher. One day he caught a beautiful big fish, and the man in the hotel cooked it for their dinner. Gabriel hardly heard what he'd said. Now that supper was coming near, he began to think again about his speech and about a quotation. When he saw Freddie Malins coming across the room to visit his mother, Gabriel left the chair free for him and retired to the embrasure of the window. Sounds like he got cheated at the bar or embarrassed or something. Suo Gennaro li portava ogni anno ai laghi e andavano a pesciare. Pescare? Pescare. Suo Gennaro era un pescatore eccellente. Un giorno prese un pesce grande e bellissimo e l'uomo dell'hotel lo cucinò per la loro cena. Gabriel sentì a malapena ciò che disse. Ora che la cena si avvicinava, cominciò a pensare di nuovo al suo discorso e alla citazione. Quando vide Fred e Malins arrivare nella stanza per far visita alla sua madre, Gabriel lasciò il libro il suo posto e si ritirò nella nicchia della finestra. In the window nook. Is that where I stopped? The embrasure of the window. The room had already cleared. From the back of the room came the clatter of plates and knives. Those who still remained in the drawing room seemed tired of dancing and were conversing quietly in little groups. Gabriel's warm, trembling fingers tapped the cold pane of the window. How cool it must be outside! How pleasant it would be to walk out alone, first along by the river and then through the park. The snow would be lying on the branches of the trees and forming a bright cap on the top of the Wellington Monument. How much more pleasant it would be there than at the supper table. La stanza si era già svuotata, già svuotata, e dalla sala di dietro proveniva il rumore di piatti e coltelli. Coloro che erano rimasti nel salotto sembravano stanchi di ballare e stavano conversando tranquillamente in piccoli gruppi. Le dita calde e tremolanti di Gabriel tamburellavano sul freddo vetro della finestra. Ah, quanto deve essere fresco là fuori. Che bello sarebbe passeggiare da solo prima lungo i fiumi e poi attraverso il parco. La neve giaceva sui rami degli alberi, formando un brillante cappello in cima al monumento a Wellington. Quanto sarebbe stato più piacevole lì piuttosto che la tavola. He ran over the headings of his speech: Irish hospitality, sad memories, the three graces, Paris, a quotation from Browning. He repeated to himself the phrase he'd written in his review. One feels that one is listening to a tormented music. Miss Ivors had praised the review. Was she sincere? Had she really any life of her own behind all her propagandism? Propa- Propagandism. There had never been any ill feeling between them until that night. It unnerved him to think that she would be at the supper table, looking at him while he spoke with her critical, quizzing eyes. Cornelio corse sopra le intestazione del suo discorso ospitalità irlandese. Tristi ricordi, le tre grazie, Parigi. La citazione da Browning ripete a se stesso una frase che aveva scritto nella sua recensione. Si ha la sensazione di ascoltare una musica tormenta dal pensiero. La signorina Ivors aveva lodato la recensione. Era, era sincera, aveva davvero una vita sua dietro a tutto il suo propagandismo. Non c'era mai stato non c'era mai stata animosità tra loro fino a quella sera. Lo innervosiva pensare che sarebbe stata a tavola, guardandolo mentre parlava con i suoi occhi critici e inquisitori. Yeah, knickers in a knot and sad. Ah, but she's not the one to let it go, I think. He's gonna be nervous that he let the beans spill. And now she's judging him. Ooh, wow, I like that. They're staying in the lines all nice. Yeah, different color of red. Yeah, a different color, maybe yellow. Yellow would be crazy. Hi, what got the French one here? I'm bouncing me phone around all over the place. And how am I supposed to wear this thing without letting my ears touch? Without it going inside my ear holes. Or covering my ears. What? Whatever. I don't want it on my ears. I just want the microphone. The microphone's on the other side. Is it picking up me up all right, I guess? I think it's all right. Yeah, go ahead, check. Here I go now. Hmm. The doctor was in his best condition and looked especially young. I don't remember where I was at all. The floor was examined very carefully under the inscription of the little tile. Some fragment of pavement. Alright, I think I was right at the beginning. Suddenly I became afflicted with a twitching in the head and body, and retired into the house. She was not unfrequently the victim of this disorder, and she called it in familiar conversation a fit of the jerks. Yeah, I remember that. Seulement affectueux. Quand, à la gouvernante, elle fut prise d'inquiétude dans les membres qui obligèrent de rentrer. Malaise auquel Miss Pross était sujet et qu'elle appelait la crise de nerfs. The doctor was in his best condition and looked specially young. The resemblance between him and Lucy was very strong at such times, and as they sat side by side, she leaning on his shoulder, and he resting his arm on the back of her chair, it was very agreeable to trace the likeness. Jamais le père de Lucy n'avait été. Uh, I don't know, I'm lost. Is it father and daughter or siblings or is it no? The doctor. I don't know. Jamais le père de Lucy. Nave, was he a doctor? No, he was a shoemaker or something. I don't remember. N'avait été une meilleure disposition. Il avait surtout une air de jeunesse qui rendrait encore plus frappante la ressemblance que sa fille avait avec lui. Yes, his father and daughter. Et l'on ne retrouvait, is that even between him and Lucy? Oh, thanks, French side. Cleared that up for us. Et l'on ne retrouvait avec plaisir la même expression de bonheur sur ces deux visages à leur rapprocher l'un de l'autre. He had been talking all day on many subjects, and with unusual vivacity. Pray, Dr. Manette, said Mr. Darnay, as they sat under the plane tree, and he said it in the natural pursuit of the topic in hand, which happened to be the old buildings of London. Have you seen much of the Tower? La tête de Lucie était appuyée sur l'épaule de Monsieur Manette, dont les bras étaient posés sur le dos de la chaise de sa fille. On parlait d'anciens édifices et le chaise de sa fille. On parlait d'anciens édifices. I just read that twice. Et le docteur prenait part à la conversation avec un entrant qui ne lui était pas ordinaire. Quand Monsieur Darnay lui demanda s'il avait vu la tour de Londres. Lucy and I have been there, but only casually. We've seen enough of it to know that it teems with interest. Little more. J'y suis allé un jour avec Lucy, répondit-il, et seulement en passant, mais cela nous a suffi pour comprendre l'immense intérêt qu'elle avait. I've been there, as you remember, said Darnay, with a smile, though reddening a little angrily. In another character, and not in character that gives facilities for seeing much of it. They told me a curious thing when I was there. What was that? Lucy asked. J'y ai séjourné davantage. Vous me rappelez, continua Monsieur Darnay avec un sourire un peu amer, et malgré cela, je n'en sais pas plus que vous à cet égard. Toutefois, on m'a raconté un incident assez curieux qui s'est passé pendant que je m'y trouvais. Les ouvriers avaient été mis dans une ancienne cachot pour y faire un changement. Don't think I read that stuff yet. What was that? Lucy asked. I don't even see that part over there. I don't know. In making some alterations, the workmen came upon an old dungeon, which had been for many years built up and forgotten. Every stone of its inner wall was covered by inscriptions which had been carved by prisoners, dates, names, complaints, and prayers. Upon a corner stone in an angle of the wall, one prisoner, who seemed to have gone to execution, had cut as his last work 3 letters. Now, where did I leave off here? Les ouvriers avaient été mis dans un ancien cachot pour y faire un changement ou une répartition, réparation, je ne sais lequel. Toujours est-il que parmi les dates, les noms, les plaintes, les prières, dans les parois de ce cachot étaient couvertes. En remarquant dans une croix 3 lettres majuscules gravées d'une main tremblante. So, quite a different place on the pages. It's supposed to be a parallel writing. Parallel translation, my ass. And they hurriedly, with an unsteadied hand. At first they were read as D-I-C, but on being more carefully examined, the last letter was found to be G. There was no record or legend of any prisoner with those initials. Many fruitless guesses were made what the name could have been. Et, sans doute au moyen d'un très mauvais instrument. Oh, gravé d'une main tremblante. Yeah, yeah. On prit d'abord ces 3 lettres pour les initiales D, J, C. J is pronounced J. I think it's backwards with the G and the J. Mais, en y regardant de plus près, on vit que la dernière était le G. H-I-G. Or, comme ces initiales ne se rapportaient nullement aux prisonnières qui avaient habité de cellules, on finit par comprendre qu'elles formaient non pas un chiffre, mais un mot, que ce mot était D, I, G. Dès qu'on eut fait cette découverte, on examina l'endroit du carrelage qui se trouvait directement sous l'inscription, et après avoir levé une pierre ou un carreau, en trouvant un chiffon. The sentence never ends. It's like half the page with no period anywhere to be found. The floor was examined very carefully under the inscription, and in the earth beneath a stone or tile or some fragment of paving, there were found the ashes of a pamper. There were found the ashes of a paper mingled with the ashes of a small leathern case or bag. Okay, there's a period after the sac de cuir. Saleritasers and scroopedy-doops. Descamps fait cette découverte. Endroit de carrelage directement sur l'inscription. Et après avoir levé une pierre ou un carreau, trouvant un chiffon de papier réduit en pourriture au milieu des débris d'un portefeuille et d'une petite sac de cuir, portefeuille, de cuir, small leathern case or bag. What the unknown prisoner had written will never be read, but he'd written something and hidden it away to keep it from the gaoler. My father exclaimed, Lucy. My father exclaimed, Lucy, you are ill. He'd suddenly started up with his hand to his head. His manner and his look quite terrified them all. No, my dear, not at all. There are large drops of rain falling, and they made me start. We'd better go in. He recovered himself almost instantly. Portefeuille, portefeuille. Il fut impossible de savoir ce qu'avait écrit le prisonnier, mais il est évident qu'il avait écrit quelque chose et qu'il avait caché là pour le dérober aux recherches de ses gardiennes. Êtes-vous malade, son père, mon père, his father, s'écria Lucie avec effroi. Le docteur s'était levé subitement, avait porté les deux mains à sa tête et promené autour de lui un regard qui les effraya tous. Néanmoins, se remettant presque aussitôt, non, cher enfant, dit-il, je me porte à merveille. Ce sont des gouttes de pluie qui, en me tombant sur le front, m'ont causé une impression désagréable. Je crois que nous, je crois que nous ferons bien de rentrer. Rain was really falling in large drops, and he'd shown the back of his hand with raindrops upon it. But he said not a single word in reference to the discovery that had been told of. And as they went into the house, the business eye of Mr. Lorry either detected or fancied it detected on his face, as it turned toward Charles Darnay, the same singular look that had been upon it when it turned toward him in the passages of the court-house. La pluie tombait réellement en larges gouttes, et Monsieur Manette, is this a guy? Is it Miss? It would say Miss. It's gotta be Monsieur. I don't even see it on that side. I don't remember reading this either. This is large drops. Doodly doo. Wow. Doesn't even say his name. Montra que Salomon était mouillé. Mouillé. Mais il ne dit pas une mot de l'épisode dont il venait d'être question. Et pendant toute la soirée, Monsieur Lorry crut découvrir sur la figure du docteur, chaque fois qu'elle le rencontrait, celle de Monsieur Darnay, l'étrange expression de défiance mêlée de haine qu'il avait remarquée au moment où chacun félicitait le jeune homme d'avoir échappé à la mort. He recovered himself so quickly, however, that Mr. Lorry had doubts of his business eye. The arm of the golden giant in the hall was not more steady than he was. He was stopped under it to remark to them that he was not yet proof against slight surprises, if he ever would be, and that the rain had startled him. "Tea time," said Miss Pross, making tea, with another fit of the jerks upon her. And yet no hundreds of people.
Was the jerks like little seizures?
Yeah, I guess she was twitching or something. Mr. Carton had lounged in, but he made only two. Miss Manette avait néanmoins recouvré tout son sang-froid. Il était si calme. Il avait, dans les manières, tant de grâce et d'aisance que monsieur Lorry douta de ses yeux. Il mit sur le compte d'un souvenir importun la singulière physionomie que, par instant, il croyait voir au Tartuffe. Okay. C'était le moment de faire le thé. Miss Pross s'en acquitta avec un talent habituel, en dépit d'une nouvelle crise nerveuse. Pourtant le feu qu'elle redoutait n'arrivait pas. Oh, it's so juicy.
That's crazy colors.
Wow, how are you going to part with that? Are you just going to keep it?
Part with it?
Well, I thought you were going to give it to Burl.
Oh.
Make her another one and keep that one.
Oh. Hee hee hee.
Because we will hang it on the wall forever.
Oh.
We will magnetize it to the refrigerator.
Oh, on the fridge.
Yeah, and you can make her one of the
If you put it on the fridge, it's gonna get yellowed.
the sun doesn't hit the fridge.
I know, just with time. That's okay.
Hmm.
We can put a plastic cup on.
Pourtant le fut.
You like it so much.
But he made only two. Where does it say he made only two over here? Ok. Pourtant le fut redouté n'arrivait pas. On venait, il est vrai, d'introduire Monsieur Carton dans le salon, mais cela ne faisait jamais que deux personnes étrangères, ce qui était loin de plusieurs centaines. The night was so very sultry that although they sat with the doors and windows open, they were overpowered by the heat. So that's what sultry means? When the tea table was done with, they all moved to one of the windows and looked out into the heavy twilight. Lucy sat by her father. Darnay sat beside her. Carton leaned against a window. The curtains were long and white, and some of the thunder gusts that whirled into the corner caught them up to the ceiling and waved them like spectral wings. Jamais, jamais l'air n'avait été plus orageux, la chaleur plus accablante. Dès qu'on eut fini de prendre le thé, chacun s'approcha de fenêtre et plongeait ses regards dans les ténèbres qui apaisaient, apaisaient de plus en plus. Miss Manette était à côté de son père, Monsieur Darnay auprès d'elle, et Monsieur Carton appuyé au balcon de la fenêtre voisine. Le vent d'orage qui entrait dans le salon par bouffées violentes, suivies des éclats du tonnerre gonflait des rideaux blancs, et les faisaient flotter comme les ailes diaphanes d'une ombre, d'une ombre séraphique, like the wings diaphane of a seraphim shadow. Une ombre séraphique. What's a diaphane? It's describing the wings. The dolphin wings of a dark seraphim. The raindrops were still falling, large, heavy, and few, and Dr. Manette, it comes slowly. Les gouttes de pluie sont toujours larges et rares, dit Monsieur Manette, comme cet orage vient lentement. It comes surely, said Cotton. They spoke low, as people watching and waiting mostly do, as people in a dark room watching and waiting for lightning always do. Et sûrement, ajouta Monsieur Cotton, il parlait à voix basse, comme la plupart des gens qui sont dans les ténèbres, comme tous ceux qui attendent à lueur des éclairs. Ooh, an eclair is a lightning.
An eclair that you eat or clear?
Eclair.
Eclair that you eat.
I think they're spelled the same.
What do they mean by eclair?
Lightning.
Oh.
A lightning bolt puts that cream in your Twinkie. And what about the chocolate? Well, that was the lightning
And the
too.
spring in your step. The lightning bolt puts a spring in your step.
Yeah, after you eat the eclair Twinkie, the French Twinkie. If a Twinkie is an American eclair. That's not something to boast about.
Who you gonna call?
Oh, yeah, this one.
Who can you call?
Ghostbusters.
Who you gonna call?
Frankenstein.
Frankenstein.
Frankensteinen. I like it. I was coloring today too. Are you gonna read while I color sometime?
Oh, maybe, but I can't read like you. I can't do those.
Yeah, you can. You can read this one right here. It's French and British.
Yeah.
You can read British and you can read French.
Well,
Yeah, isn't that that's even why I got that book. So
yeah,
that you
maybe
could
I could try, but
read. Mhm.
Italian would do me in. And German.
And her lips and the moulding of her face was so expressive of sensibility and sweetness. What am I talking about again? I don't know, it's really drawn out because of the translating. And despite the poverty of her clothing, seemed to be set a crown of distinction upon her head. Auf dem Kopf. Her brow was clear and ample, and her blue eyes cloudless. And her lips and the moulding of her face so expressive of sensibility and sweetness. Is my microphone still working? It's Frankenstein. I don't remember any of it.
I better check and see what your sound is like.
Yeah, it's red. I can see the voice bar. It says greening up to the orange.
Okay.
So it must be working into the good levels. That's kind of. Hold on a minute. Kind of buchen reden.
It's kind of lost.
Kein, keiner mehr Büchen reden. I don't know how to say reading. Lesen? Nein. Er würde op für seine Schwache.
Say it, Don.
Ah, don't lose your place. Right here, I am right here.
I think it's good. I think it's good.
Ah, danke. Right, put it away.
Okay.
Danke.
Okay.
That none could behold her without looking on her as of a distracting species. That none could behold her without looking on her as of a distinct species. Dass niemand sie sehen konnte, ohne sie als einer bestimmten Spezies Spezies anzugehören. And being heaven sent and bearing a celestial stamp on all her features. The wrestling, ein vom Himmel gestandtes Wesen, das in all seinen Zügen einen himmlischen Stempel tragt. Stempel
It sound like monkey.
tragt.
Jeep, jeep, jeep.
Stamped.
It sound like
Uh-huh.
monkey. Eep, eep, eep.
Eep to eep eep. Oh yeah, speaking of monkeys,
What?
your monkey is washed and he's extra fat. Where is
Oh, I
monkey?
wouldn't put it up here. That's when we do the gaming. I put my arm on it.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Not down like that. Yeah,
The peasant woman
you took the stuff out
perceiving
and we washed it and then you put the stuff back in and sewed it.
perceiving that my mother fixed
So
eyes of
nasty.
wonder and admiration on this lovely girl, eagerly communicated her history. Als sie Bauern gemerkte, dass meine Mutter dieses schöne Mädchen voller Ver nope, Verwunderung und Bewunderung ansah, erzählte eifrig ihre Geschichte. She was not her child, but the daughter of a Milan, Milanese no, nobleman. That's not an, is it? How would you say that in German? That's not a German word. Of a Milanese nobleman. I'm getting tired.
Yeah.
I'm reading the English sentence.
Why don't
Sie war nicht ihr Kind, sondern die Tochter eines Mailander Adligen.
did you already got this?
No, nobleman is the English sentence. Adligen is nobleman in German. Her mother was a German and had died on giving her birth. Ihre Mutter war eine Deutsche und bei der Geburt gestorben. Gestorben means died? Yeah, must be. The infant had been placed with these good people to nurse, and they were better off then. Das Kind würde bei diesen guten Menschen zum Stillen untergebracht. Damals ging es ihnen besser. They had not been long married, and the eldest child was just but born. Sie waren noch nicht lange verheiratet und ihr ältestes Kind war gerade erst geboren. The father of their child was one of those Italians nursed in the memory of the antique glory of Italy. Der Vater ihres Schützlings war eine jener Italiener, Italiener, it would- Italiener, die, yeah, I know, but how would they say it? Die in der Erinnerung an den antiken Ruhm Italiens gepflegt werden. One among the scavi, must be scavi. One among the scavi on your ramenti, who exerted himself to obtain the liberty of his country. Einer der scavi on your ramenti, der sich für die Freiheit seines Landes einsetzte, he became the victim of its weakness. Wurde Opfer seiner Schwäche? Hmm? Whether he had died or still lingered in the dungeons of Austria was not known. Ob gestorben war oder noch immer in den Kerkern, is that an RN? I need my glasses, uh-oh. In dem Kerkern Österreichs verweilte, war nicht bekannt. Oh, sleepy. His property was confiscated.
Yes, usually my only
Sein
find out.
Eigentum wurde
Did a lot of stuff today for your time.
beschlagnahmt. It was beschlagnahmt. His child became an orphan and a beggar. Sein Kind wurde Waise und Bettler. She continued with her toaster parents.
Foster
The
parents?
top of the F is missing. Yes. Was a toaster parents and bloomed in the rude abode. Fairer than a golden rose among dark-leaf brambles. Sie bleib bei ihren Fliegeltern und blute in deren karger Behausung schöner als eine Gartenrose, wischen dunkelblattrigen Brombeerstrauchern. When my father returned from Milan, he found playing with me in the hall of our villa a child fairer than pictured cherub. Als mein Vater aus Mainland zurückkam, fand er beim Spielen mit mir im Flur unserer Villa ein Kind vor, das schöner war als der abgebildete Cherub. A creature who seemed to shed radiance from her looks. Eine Kreatur, deren Aussehen ein Strahlen Souverän schien. and whose form and motions were lighter than the chamois of the hills. What's chamois? It's not an English word. Und deren Form und Bewegungen leichter waren als die Gamsen der Hügel. The apparition was soon explained. Die Erscheinung wurde bald erklärt. With his permissions, my mother prevailed on her rustic gardens to yield their change to her. Mit seiner Erlaubnis überzeugte meine Mutter ihre ländlichen Vormünde, ihr die Obhut zu überlassen. They were fond of the sweet orphan. Sie liebten das süße Waisenkind. Waisen? What does Waisen mean? Waisenkind. Sweet Waisenkind.
What's that on the screen? Oh,
Abandoned kind?
no, there.
What is it? Oh, that's me telephone. It's
Oh,
observing.
oh, yeah, but that's so weird.
It's filming what you're doing with your
Oh,
hand.
it's like
Hugel.
Google or Smoogle.
Ubelassen.
Kids go Googling.
Her presence had seemed a blessing to them. Ihre Anwesenheit schien ein Segen zu sein. But it would be unfair to her to keep her in poverty and want. Aber es wäre ihr gegenüber unfair, sie in Armut und Not zu halten, when Providence afforded her such powerful protection, als die Vorsehung ihr solch mächtigen Schutz gewährte. They consulted her village priest.
You read that like pencil and pencil.
Yeah, well, it's German.
I know.
And it sounds kind of like that way is writing. The English part does. Sie konsultierten ihren Dorffahrer. One more line. Ooh, look at that. We're capital 2 already. And the result was that Elizabeth Lavenza became the inmate of my parents' house. She became the inmate of her parents' house. Und das Ergebnis und das Ergebnis war
Government.
Ergebnis?
Government.
I'll see if the sentence is backwards or forwards. Bewohnern des Hauses. Die Bewohner Ergebnis war und Ergebnis war.
It sounds like government.
And the result was that it's either inmate or result. And the result was, oh, that has to mean result. Und das Ergebnis war, dass Elisabeth Lavenza die Bewohnerin des Hauses meiner Eltern würde. Result.
This is supposed to be blackberry.
Yeah, that's all right. Is blackberry and good?
Smells like cola.
Ah, the blackberries don't smell like cola at all. Sehr dunkel wird.
Don't lose your mind.
Learn Latin with the revelations of John. Might as well. Wireless. The bookmark has a dragon on it.
What?
The bookmark has a dragon on it. That's coincidental, isn't that? All right. Mm.
What? Where did that bookmark come from?
The gaming mouse. The red dragon. Gain a wireless gaming mouse. It's over there somewhere. What that is saying. What you see, write it in the book and send it. German and Latin? Dicentis quod vides, scribe in libro emite, septem ecclesias. Septem? It's gotta be septum. And send it to the seven churches. It goes English. Ephesus and Smyrna, and Pergamus, and Thyatira, and Sardis, and Philadelphia, Phil, Phila, yep, and Laodicea. Septem ecclesiis, Ephesum et Smyrnam et Pergamum. It's so much easier to say it in Latin than what, the English, which comes from Latin. Hey, Theatiram et Sardis. I don't know if I'm saying it right though. Et Philadelphiam, et Laodiceam. And I have turned to see the voice that was speaking with me. Et sum conversus ut viderum vocem, quae loquebatur mecum. Uh, and having turned, I saw seven golden lampstands. Et conversus vidi septem aurea candelabra. You know where candelabra comes from now? Et in the middle of the lampstands, almost like the Son of Man, dressed to the ankle and fastened to his chest a golden belt. Et in medio candelaborum, quasi filium hominis, vestitum podere et praecinctum ad mamilas auream zonam. His head, however, had hairs were white, and hairs were white, as white wool, as snow, and his eyes like a flame of fire. Aius caput autem et capilli erant candidi tamquam alba lana, tamquam nix, et aius oculi velut flamma ignis. And his feet were similar to yellow copper, as in a burning furnace, and his voice was the voice of many waters. Et 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 Iaius, I don't know, pere similes, oricalco, sicut in ardenti camino, et ilius vox tamquam vox multarum aquarum. And he had in his right hand 7 stars, and from his mouth came out a 2-headed sharpened sword, and his face as the sun shines in his might. as the sun shines in his might. Et habebat in sua dextera manu septem stellas, et de eius ore exhibat anceps acutus gladius, et eius facies sicut sol lucet in sua virtute. And when I saw him, I fell down to his feet, as if I were dead. And he put his right hand upon me, saying, Do not fear, I am the first and the last. Et cum vidisem eum, cedici, ce, cecidi, I don't know. Ad eius pedes, tam quam mortus, et posuit suam dexterem super medicens. Yeah, they're squabbling.
They're inside the little time. They're inside the little.
They're both inside the bird feeder.
That's weird.
It's like the two groundhogs that were squabbling
Yeah.
over their little space.
Oh.
They're wrestling in the bird feeder.
Mm-hmm.
Not very much space in there to wrestle. That's goofy. Et cum vidisem eum svirtute dextram. Okay, here I am. E posuit suam dexteram super me, dicens, noli timere, don't fear. Ego sum primus et novissimus. Oh, I am ego sum primus, the first,
First and the last.
and the last et novissimus. And living, and living, and I was dead. Uh, that's what it says. And living, and I was dead, and behold, I am alive unto the ages of ages, and I have the keys of death and hell. Et vivens et fui mortus, et ecce sum vivens in saecula saeculorum, et abeu claves mortis et inferni. Write therefore what you saw and the things that are, and are the necessary to occur after that. Scribe ergo, quae vidisti et quae sunt et quae oportet, fiere post haec. Still haven't looked up the pronunciations. I'll do that in someday. The mystery of the mystery of the seven stars which you saw to my right, and the seven golden lampstands. Mysterium septem stellarum, quas vidisti ad meam dexterum, et septem aurea candelabra. Seven stars, septem stellae are seven angels of the churches, and the seven lampstands are the seven churches. Sunt septem angeli ecclesiarum, et septem candelabra sunt septem ecclesiae. Chapter 2, Capitulum 2. Yar. I think I read all the books now.
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's good for tonight because today we We went at the fun park on rides, and we went to see a movie. Oh, it's a full day. And driving home. We had a full day. Are you gonna wrap it up pretty soon?
Yeah, I'm done.
Yeah. And then we can do games another time. Oh, it's so pretty. What an awesome reading of your accents and whatnot. They are both fitting inside that little tiny thing. Are they both inside that little tiny hut?
They
Oh, no,
were.
they're there. Oh, yeah, now they're out.
Now they're cleaning all the pee off themselves.
All those bratty girls. They're getting older.
They're getting
They're
chonky.
not babies.
They're getting chonky and delightful. Hi.
They can't run around on the couch because I haven't got their main colors back on.
Aw, they can run
Well,
around
they
on
can because
me.
just only on you because
Only on me.
they don't have their running covers here. They have to stay on you, and you can shoulder trigger on.
There's covers up there. I know those covers.
Yeah.
Hey, you bouncy things. You bouncy, feisty, happy things. No, you can't put your piss holes on the couch.
Yeah.
I gotta stop them before that area of their regions places onto the couch blanket.
They're like yellow bears.
No, you're gonna droozle everywhere. Droozling and droozling and marking 'cause you like us. Yeah.
They're marking us as their own terror.
You look like a teddy bear.
They're marking us as
Oh, you're jolly cute. You jolly cute little things. Look at those Dumbo ears struggling to get out of my hand. Yeah? Is that all you're gonna do on the camera? Struggle? You feisty beast.
That's what they do.
One at a time, then.
That's what
He's
they
over
do.
there.
They do.
That's what they do. They do. What is a pretty girl? So pretty. You're a pretty little thing.
Hi, buddy.
No, you're not gonna droozle on the pillows. Don't be
Not on
sassy.
those pillows. Oh no.
Don't droozle.
Pillow?
No.
No. Oh yeah. Okay. Don't let him go on the pillow.
Stay put. Stay put, you feisty thing.
Just
This
show
one.
them all. Maybe you should just have one at a time. Maybe you should just take one to court.
Yeah.
Maybe just one at a time.
Squeak, squeak, squeak.
One ratty at a time. Just one ratty at a time.
Scratchy. Wow, that's colorful. Fingernails. Pokey little fingernails. Yum, 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 yum. Are you Scratch Master? Yeah. You can scratch anybody and any time.
Yeah,
So
it's very
scratchy.
colorful for that.
Must kiss. Whoopsie.
Yeah, that's very colorful.
No, don't get me in trouble.
Can finish mine.
Don't get me in trouble.
That's okay. That's very colorful for today. Eh? There we go. There. That's for today.
Oh, she's excited. Huh. Oh, that's great. Show the camera. I will show this camera. Hello, camera. I'm cute. There's Edelweiss. Beautiful. That's so beautiful. Did you piss in your hammocks? Is that what you did? No, they didn't.
They didn't?
No, there's no pee smell in it.
Maybe it's the big one there. Is the big one there need to come out? Because I've changed changed other ones, but I didn't. I just didn't change the big one there.
I think it's this car, the
The blue one?
blanket.
Did
Yeah.
you just take the blue one right out? Maybe. Because
Well, they're in there now.
I changed the other one. Maybe
Hi, it's
it
your
didn't pull it
boozy
out. It
boos.
didn't pull it out anymore.
Oh, you're so fluffy. Look at the fluffy one.
That's it for tonight. Okay. That's it for tonight.
Oh, they're popping. They're popping and scooting and twitching.
I put my glasses
Well,
on.
that sound makes them get all hyper. Look.
Oh, you're being silly with them. There, I have not. I have to have more coffee. Oh, I think it's nice with the yellowy yellow. I like put some yellow background up here because
She
the
looks
yellow lips on
nice. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. I'm scared. Oh, you're so cute. Mm. You're so cute. Yeah, Scooty.
Oh, I think that little one kind of looks like a parrot. It's strange.
Boom. Arr. Tickle the rats. Tickle the rats.
The movie we saw was
Tickle the
pretty good.
rats. The Life of Chuck.
The Life of Chuck. I was so surprised the way the movie was going. I was like, what's going on? Oh. I like
Yeah, it was interessant.
I like the message of it. There's the bird already.
Mm.
Uh-huh. I showed the picture.
I like it.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
Are you gonna do more?
Not now. Because I'm gonna
Another time?
yeah, oh yeah, to finish it. Because I'm starting to make it. I'll probably put some like different
Ooh.
colors of blue in the background, like maybe just with pencil crayons or something. Like for the sky.
I love it.
Oh, thank you.
Mm.
I have a little
So that was our stream. It was a short one. How long did we stream? An hour and a half.
yeah. That's not bad because we did a lot of things today. And so that was okay.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.